everyone, and welcome to the Knapp Medical Center post-game show, where it is Carlos Robledo along with Mike Gonzalez, and a victory for your Weslaco Panthers, who are now 2-0 on the season. A victory tonight, 24-6. Let's go to the highlights in this one, because yeah, it would have been a shutout, but there was a bad snap on two sides of the ball. This one on Harlingen South, that led to a safety for the Weslaco Panthers. They were down 6-0 because of a blocked punt that led to a touchdown for Harlingen South. So it's 6-2 at that point. And then we go right here. And this is Andres Sepulveda running for the Panthers here. A horizontal there, then up the field around another guy, and makes it 9-6 Panthers with the lead early on in the game. A kickoff right here, high up in the air. Unforced error here, but the Weslaco Panthers with all over this one. And Ryan Gonzalez with the recovery that led to the Weslaco Panthers keeping possession of the football and the momentum in this football game. So then it was Sepulveda looking down the field, and he finds Harley Rodriguez, the catch right there, and that would keep the drive going. Sepulveda looking down the field, rolling to the left, and he finds Aiden Morales. Touchdown. That made it 17-6. Panthers leading at the half. You go to the third quarter, no score, in fact. In the second half, good defense once again. Matt Garza all over the place, and this one fired up on that play, blocking the pass out of the air. And how about another connection to Rodriguez? Sepulveda down the field, and he finds Harley Rodriguez. They call him Baby Shaq. Worry number 12 into the end zone, touchdown. And let's bring up the Weslaco Panthers as they win tonight by a final score of 24-6, 2-0 on the young season. Mike Gonzalez, what do you think so far?
Wow, Carlos. Well, it was a defensive battle at first, and you know what? Harlingen South, Carlos, that's a team that now drops to 0-2, but they played two very good quality teams out of 32-6A, Harlingen High and the Weslaco Panthers. I want to give a plug to Harlingen South for playing outstanding. They hung on with the Panthers for most of the game, but the Panthers are the ones that pulled away in the second half and won 24-6. But the defense, Carlos, technically this was a shutout. So if in reality they've shut out their two opponents the first two games. Mercedes had 0 points, and today Harlingen South scored 6, but it came on off of special teams, and so the defense once again playing outstanding.
Yes, and we have one of our defensive players right here. He brought his helmet onto the set so we could all see it. Look at all the scuff marks. Devin Silva, how are you doing for your senior year? How does it feel to be back on the field once again, 2-0?
Hey, it feels amazing. You know, we came out here, you know, we tried to stop the run, and exactly what we did. Defense did their thing. Hey, shout out to the D-line.
Your all defensive line is pretty good, but what about that secondary? You guys are pretty quick and fast back there as well.
Oh yeah, hey, that secondary hustles to the ball every time. You know, we always on there.
I know you and I talked about before the season that you changed your jersey to number 0 because of your brother, right?
Yeah,
you know, share that story.
I had to keep that tradition, keep it going. Hey, 0 chances out here, boy.
So tell me how many interceptions you're going to get this year. You have a goal for this year?
You know, last year I had about, I think, 4 picks. This year, hey, anything above 4 picks.
Anything above 4
there you go.
will be good.
Good answer.
Yes, sir.
Well, so what was the game camp coming in? You know, you had a good game last week against the Mercedes Tigers, of course, Harlingen South, defending district champions for their district, back-to-back district champions. You know it's going to be more of a challenge coming into this game.
Yeah, what do you call it?
So what was
I'm a little nervous.
What were y'all trying to do in this game? What was the game plan?
You know, the game plan was stop the run, and we knew if they started passing, then hey, the defense did their job. Because once they started passing, that's when us defense, you know, we did our job.
Y'all are ball hawks out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Well, for the first time, y'all fell behind this year. I mean, we knew eventually it would happen, but are you proud of the way you guys responded after falling behind after that mistake on special teams?
Oh, yeah. Hey, there's always room for improvement, but one play is not going to define the rest of the game. You know, Coach always says start fast, finish faster, and that's exactly what we did.
All right, we're going to let you go. You got class tomorrow. Don't forget that. It's Thursday night.
Time
all
to
right,
go
so
home.
all you guys, they got to all go to sleep. Let's bring they're all hyped up. They're excited about it. Let's bring Zavala, come on up. Let's get one of our linemen in there. Diego Zavala. Harley, we'll get to you in a minute. But how was it? Yeah, just grab one. How you doing? It's good to have one of the big boys on the set. Mike Gonzalez over here.
Man?
Diego Zavala. We had you during the 5 questions.
Yeah.
You did a good job. Offensive line. Y'all were tested here tonight up against a pretty good Harlingen South team.
Yeah, I mean, they're a pretty good defense. Probably one of the best defenses we're going to see. And I feel like we really went out there and we proved ourselves as an O-line. And we did great out there.
Absolutely.
I watched you guys closely last week in Mercedes, and I noticed, Diego, that you and number 66, Andy Munoz, right next to each other, man.
Yeah.
I think that's a lethal combination there. Would you agree?
Yeah, me and Andy, man, we're some big dudes and we can move people. We work together as an O-line and we'll get the job done.
What is, y'all, how do you all just kind of like bond? What's the chemistry like for this team? Because you guys, I'm not sure if y'all really played a lot together last year. And you lost some guys. Well, how do you all like bond, on and off the field?
Man, O-line's a bond in general. Any O-line in any team is just
Absolutely.
a bond. I mean, as an O-line, we're just always hanging out together where we're going out to eat or whether we're going to the gym. I mean, we're just building chemistry together and we love each other, man. We work together.
Talk about Eli Rodriguez last week, 164 yards, 4 touchdowns. Tonight, he made some nice runs as well. Just give us your thoughts on him as a starting running back for you guys.
Yeah, I'm proud of Eli. He's a great running back, and he really shows out and proves himself as one of the top running backs in the Valley.
All right, we're going to go ahead and let you go. It's a quick night. Like I said, y'all have school tomorrow.
Yeah.
But once again, congratulations, Diego Zavala.
Thank you.
We'll be ready for next week.
Thank you, guys.
All right, good to see you.
Good game.
All right, so that's one of the offensive linemen. They do such a good job. And Eli is so quick and so fast. Harley, come on up on stage. So quick, so fast. They seal that end of the line so well.
Yeah.
And so it's good to talk to them. Yes, Baby Shaq.
Yo.
Welcome
Tell
aboard.
everybody why you wear number 12.
Because D-Shaq, I looked up to him as a kid, and I just want to play like him and develop in the ways that he did.
Was he here tonight? Did you guys get to chit-chat? I know last week he was in Mercedes a lot, and he shared a lot of words with you.
Yes.
What are some things he has shared with you?
He shared with me just to not get emotional during the game and just play as hard as I can and just pick up my teammates and be a leader.
So when did you first, you wear number 12. Shaq is Mishak Rivas. He played like, what, 13 years ago?
07 was his senior year, so he played in 04, 5,
so
6, and 7.
did you watch him play when you were a kid?
Not really when I was a kid, but once I started getting older, I would hear people bring them up, and I'm like, man, let me look into it. And then after that, I was like, he's short, I'm short.
There you go. And if you go on YouTube and you search Mishak Rivas, you'll find a bunch of highlight reels.
Yes,
absolutely.
a lot.
I think what makes me proud tonight for you, Harley, is in the first half you had a drop and you were wide open, but it seemed like it didn't let it get to you, right?
You see, and that's what Nisak tells me about. Yes.
What did he say?
Exactly what you just said. Do not let those drops or anything, those mistakes get to you, and just from there move on and then make a big play happen, and that's what I did. Yeah,
you did. You had a couple of big catches, including that touchdown. So I guess mentally-wise, you were prepared, weren't you?
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, we're going to go ahead and let you go. Continue doing what you do. We'll talk to you some more. I know you're getting that chemistry down with Andres Sepulveda, and you guys are doing a great job.
Yes, thank you.
All right, congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right. Come up on the stage. We got Coach Stroman, 2-0 on the season. And so Coach Stroman coming up here, beat the Mercedes Tigers last week, and they get a Thursday night game here at home. Home opener. Coach, you all started off, down 6-0. How did you get everybody together and say, hey, let's just play Panther football?
Yeah, overcoming adversity early. I was kind of looking at the team, and I was like, let's see how we're going to respond. Are we going to give up? Are we going to point fingers? But no. They're like, you know what, we got this, coach. We got to settle back in, and those were the only points that they scored. So I was very pleased that the defenses had 2 shutouts, in the first 2 games. So Coach Ramirez and that defensive staff have been doing a tremendous job of game planning, and the kids executing the plan.
Talk about the men in the trenches, both the offensive line and defensive line. What are your thoughts after 2 games?
That's our strength, is our O-line and D-line, and we put a lot of pressure on those 2 units. But that's the way it's going to be. If we're going to advance to playoffs and stuff, it's going to come down from us running the football and us stopping the run.
What are the practices like against each other?
They get awesome. Sometimes they're better than games. They get after it, but they know that by going 100 miles an hour, they're going to make each other better. So, sometimes I got to blow the whistle a little bit quick because sometimes it gets a little chippy.
Eli Rodriguez, again, had a big game here tonight. Had some great runs last week, those 4 touchdowns. Did you know that, he was going to be someone that you can count on this year?
Yeah, I mean, he put in a lot of work in the offseason, the summer, and he knew going into our interviews or the interviews that we do, I mean, going into the next season, and we told him, I said, look, there's a good one in Jeremy Pettis, but now it's the ball's in your court, and you got to put in the work, and he has. And also, he's a wrestler, and that also helps. They loaded the box on us tonight. They wanted to stop that, and that kind of helped us to, where Andy threw it to Harley and so forth to some of the receivers. So, we got to be dual threat.
How about the way Harley bounced back? I mean, he had a drop in that first half, but then he made up for it with 2 big catches, including that touchdown. So how proud are you that mentally that he was able to overcome that drop?
It's like I tell the kids, you got to have elephant skin and you got to have a short memory. And that's what football's all about. If you're going to let that thing linger, then you're going to be done for the game. So, yeah, we knew we were going to go back to him, and that's a confidence booster going into Edinburgh.
I remember last week, your team seems to be in, I don't know if their conditioning is a little bit different, but they seem to be in much better shape. You don't see people bending over. You don't see a lot of cramps out on the field. What are you doing with these guys? I guess is it off season or what is it? But they seem to be in good shape.
If I can say this, they piss me off in the scrimmages. They know Saturdays is for flush out. Our strength and conditioning coordinator, Billy Cardenas, really says, you know what, I'm going to come up with something, coach. This is what it's going to do, and it's paying dividends now. As you can see, you don't see, we always feel that we're the most conditioned team, and that's always going to help you late in the second quarter and late in the fourth quarter, and it was evident tonight.
So you guys are off, or tonight was Thursday, so you guys don't have a game tomorrow, so what's the plan moving forward now that you have that extra day of rest?
Man, I thought today was Friday. I told the kids, hey, I'll see you guys at 9 a.m. We're going to do flush. They're like, Coach, 7:45. We got school tomorrow. So, we're going to continue to do what we do. We're going to fix ourselves. We're still a lot of penalties. We still have got a lot of room to grow. And our biggest opponent every Friday night is going to be ourselves, whether we shoot ourselves in the foot or not. But there was too many times we started 1st and 20, 1st and 15. We can't do that and expect to win against, teams like Harlingen South, San Benito, and so forth. So there's some things that we need to fix, and we'll get it going into district.
All right, we'll go and let you go, Coach. Short night, school in the morning, 7:40. Well, for you guys, it's probably earlier than 7:45. And we'll let you go. Congratulations, 2-0 on the season for the Weslaco Panthers. And Mike Gonzalez, you couldn't have a better start to the year for Weslaco. There were a lot of question marks coming into the season. Pretty much a new offensive line, new wide receivers, defense. A lot of key players, of course, strong on the defensive line. But they seem they put it together here. Still things to clean up, but they're off to a good start.
Well, I like what Coach Stroman said, that, we can put ourselves on 1st and 20, 1st and 15, and dig themselves a hole a little bit. They didn't do that last week. Last week was a little bit cleaner. But what I like, Carlos, is that how they responded to adversity. They fell behind 6-0, mental mistake. But all 3 phases of the game contributed. The offense, the defense, and then the special teams on that kickoff where they made a recovery was a big play. And as you mentioned in the highlights, it was a change of momentum. So just little things like that. You beat good football teams by making those kind of plays.
All right, we'll go ahead and wrap it up right there because it is a school night. Everyone did well tonight. Yeah, we got to come back and do it again tomorrow because we got Weslaco East versus PSJA. The band looked awesome tonight. JROTC, the Dreamettes, the cheerleaders, everybody. Congratulations to everyone at WISD on a fine performance here at Bobby Lackey Stadium. For Mike Gonzalez, I'm Carlos Robledo. We'll see you tomorrow.